Now from the home of the Angels for nearly a half-century, there's a look inside Angels Stadium of Anaheim. Today, a contest from the AL West between the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Alex Bregman looks to keep up the pace in the AL batting title race right after this. Dylan Bundy will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, one of the things this guy does really well, neutralize the left-handed hitters. On the season, lefties are hitting under 250 against this guy, so whatever he's doing against lefties, it certainly works.
Here's the second baseman, Jose Altuve. As we take a look there at the difference in his numbers between June and July. First pitch on its way.
First pitch, 12:35.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2. Lots of sunshine in the forecast. 83 degrees here at first pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. And there's one away.
The center fielder, Adam Haisley.
Here now is Adam Haisley, and he's looking to turn things around. Ice cold at the plate in recent action. First pitch coming. Here it is. Hit out towards second. Sanchez is there. And there are two away now. That'll bring up Yordan Alvarez. He's always a long ball threat. Currently fourth in the American League in that department.
Yeah, Dan, what I love about this guy is he's not just a one-trick pony. He's top 5 in all the triple count categories right now, not just home runs.
One of the top offensive players in the game right now. He hits for average, he hits for power, and more importantly, he knows how to deliver to the mail near the leaders and runs batted in.
Hey, if he's going to execute that curveball, and that's the first one of the day, if he's going to execute it like that, be on the lookout for that one. That's going to be a big pitch for him today.
These Angels, as they enter play here this afternoon, fellas, have got to be considered the hottest team in baseball right now as they come in winners of 9 of their last 10 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, taking a look at the standings right here, this team has a nice lead, comfortable. You always want to find yourself in a position where you're about 5 to 9 games, got the advantage. You don't. One series isn't going to totally kill you in the standings, and this team's sitting pretty right now. I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying.
But we'll have to press pause as that strike 3 to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. And now the Angels get their first opportunity in this one. No score. John Gray is on the mound for Houston in this one. What do we need to know here, Danny?
One of the things that jumps out, if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down, try to limit the amount of hits. He's had a rough go of that so far this year. Let's see if he can turn it around in this one.
And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Fellas, taking a look at these Astros entering play here this afternoon. They continue to fall on hard times, losing again last time out, and that makes 7 losses in their last 8 games.
Yeah, Matty, if they're going to clean up their recent trend right now, they're going to have to find a way for it to start on the mound. They can't go out like last game and allow a bunch of runs and not play sound defense behind them. Both those things are going to have to change if this team's going to get it going in the right direction.
2 balls and a strike to the Angels leadoff hitter. to 2-2 now.
2-2.
Fouled off. And another foul ball. The 2-2 one more time. Fouled away. High in the air down the right field line. Tucker waits on it, and that's the first out of the inning.
Batting second, the second baseman, Yolmer Sanchez.
Up next, Yolmer Sanchez. Individual matchup numbers against John Gray. Not great. He's 1 for 8. Here's the first pitch. And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Carl Dixon.
Hey, D-Row, one of the things you have to be aware of as a hitter from Carl Dixon, he'll call that high strike.
Yeah, he will. So you better be on top of your game with 2 strikes, because if they elevate, good chance Carl Dixon's punching your ticket.
And they'll get the ball back in quickly, holding him to a single.
Hey, the leadoff man wasn't able to do his job, but the number 2 hitter came through right there with the single, setting the table for the big boys.
Now it'll be Mike Trout who comes in today, leading the American League in batting for the season.
This season really shouldn't come as a surprise to many. We all know what kind of skill this guy produces when he has a bat in his hands.
From the stretch.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
Sanchez, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball 1.
He would have had to go with the old school Tommy Hawk approach on that one if he wanted to get on top, but he was able to lay off it.
High in the air out to center field. And there's out number 2 as this is taken in shy of the track, and the runner will have to retreat. Here's Joey Gallo now. He's, of course, a long ball threat, currently 3rd in the American League in that category.
When you're drawing up plans for your club in spring training, you'd love to have pop and power from your corner outfield spots, and they certainly have that in this guy right here.
First offering on its way. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. And 2-0 now as this misses below the knees.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do with a slider breaking down and in unless you catch it way out front. I like the idea of taking it and making the pitcher bring you something a little more hittable.
3-0 now.
If I'm managing this hitter right here, he doesn't even have to look down at the third base coach. You know he's got the green light. He's one of the best hitters in your lineup.
Now the 3-0 offering.
You maybe get 2 pitches a game where all the guesswork goes out the window. This is certainly that situation.
The 3-1 takes a strike for a full count now. 3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
And a good at-bat that time as he lays off for ball 4. And as a result, that'll move a runner up into scoring position now with 2 away.
He did not want to let the hitter off the hook with 2 outs, and now he's got a runner in scoring position to deal with.
2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2
At the plate now is Rodgers. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is.
After the walk and with runners on the bags, he couldn't afford to fall behind here. Nice job of jumping ahead with strike one.
Behind 0-2 now. And he chased it in the dirt. And that ends the inning. Angels strand a couple. We are still scoreless. And that'll bring up Alex Bregman. He had a strong showing at the plate in the first half, currently sitting in third place in the league's batting race.
Yeah, well within striking distance to get himself a batting championship title here. He's going to have to put together a nice second half to get it done, though.
Now here's the pitch. Check swing called strike, 0-1. And he was rewarded for his incredible first half with an invite to the Midsummer Classic. Always an honor.
No surprise this guy found himself in the All-Star game in the Midsummer Classic. He absolutely had a monster first half. He was almost a certain lock to represent his team at that game.
And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now. And he's really continued to look great in the second half of the season. Over the last 10 games, hitting over 300.
He's been so consistent all year. His timing, just his presence in the box. It doesn't look like this is going away anytime soon. Probably going to battle for a batting title the rest of the way.
And he fouls this one off. Now another 1-2. Here's a high pop-up. Rodgers moving to his left. One away.
Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 30, Kyle Tucker.
And now Kyle Tucker. He was hitless in the shutout last night. First pitch on its way. Strike one to start the at-bat.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two.
Boy, so far early into this one, this guy's pitching really well. And I'm a big believer in body language. He's getting the ball. He's working really quick, keeping the ball down in the zone. And if you take a look at this guy so far early on, a lot of positive signs. He looks like he brought his good stuff in this one.
To 1-2 now. No score here as we play inning number 2. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2. And he'll try to hold back, but he won't be able to as that's ruled a swing, and there are 2 away now.
Always tough for one of these base umpires to make a call on a guy's check swing. It's not a great angle, and everything happens so quickly, so they really have to be paying attention out there. Looking at the replay, I think he got it right, so that's a tip of the cap for the Blue.
And the pitch. High in the air down the right field line. But this is going to wind up a foul ball. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. His past history with Dylan Bundy, he's hitless in 3 at-bats. A ball and 2 strikes. Misses, ball 2. Now a ball lined toward the gap in left center. Waters able to track it down for the third out. Astros go down 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. So stepping in is Reese Mcguire.
And leading up for the Angels, the catcher, number 7.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. In there. No balls and a strike. And that's into the corner, a foul ball and right. Hard hit towards center. And he stretches out in left, but this is off his glove.
Hey, after that hit right there, Dero, that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 days in a row with knocks will help you sleep better at night, Dan.
And at the plate is Drew Waters. As he'll take a look at ball 1. He comes in with that average down in the 240s. 10 home runs and 37 RBIs. Now the 1-0. Swing and a liner. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Hey, 2 runners on after back-to-back singles right there. They are in prime position to put the first run on the board right here.
Cody Posey.
Stepping in now, Cody Hosey, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Day off for him yesterday, but back out there for this one. Comes set and the 0-1. Line drive to left. He leaps, but he can't get it. It's down for extra bases. Mcguire isn't stopping. Here he comes to the plate. And he's safe at the plate as they take the lead.
When it left the bat, I thought the outfielder had a beat on it. Gave it a heck of an effort, going high for it, but he just can't bring it down. The run came across to score, and he's safely at second, hoping his teammates can return the favor.
Into the box now, Matt Thaiss, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. The average sits at 286 here to start play. 3 homers and 15 RBIs. And he lays off for ball 1. Curveball bounces here, but a good job behind the plate to keep it at arm's length. Waters at third. Hosey stands at second. No outs. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
The batter, number 8.
So here is Franklin Barreto. We'll see if he can deliver here. Runners still at second and third with 1 away now. He's set and the pitch. And he's a bit tardy there on the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1.
He is in complete command out on the mound today. He's got all 4 corners locked in, and now he's raising eye levels to boot.
Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count and the pitch. Got him swinging in the dirt. And the throw to first is there to record the second out.
Good pitch there. That was a nice job by his battery mate to complete the plate first after the ball hit the dirt.
At the plate, Yolmer Sanchez. And on the first pitch, he grounds foul. He's got a chance to add to this early lead as he'll bat with a couple of guys in scoring position. He's set. The 0-1. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Wow, that's 40 pitches for him already. This doesn't have the makings of a start that he's going to go very deep.
And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now. Angels lead at 1-0 here in inning number 2. Swing and a liner. And this ball's going to get down, and it should plate a couple. 1 run is in. Throw comes to second, but he is in there with a 2-run double.
Usually a hitter will shorten his swing with 2 outs, but not this guy. He puts a big charge into this one and drives in a couple of runs along the way. That can be frustrating as a pitcher when you had a guy on the ropes and you couldn't finish him off, especially when he drives in runs.
Here's the center fielder, Mike Trout, as the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike.
Well, I think he's got to find a way out of this jam and limit the damage. If he's unable to do that, this game could get away from him.
And boy, was he ever fooled on that pitch. It's 0-2 now.
Hey, don't kid yourself. I know those were 2 bad swings, but he hits middle of the order for a reason. It only takes 1 swing.
Ready on 0-2. And he misses there. 1-2.
Hey, this is a big pitch right here. Can't allow them to tack on any more runs. Let's see if he attacks his zone or buries something in the dirt.
Working for the punch out and the offering. The 1-2 is a breaking ball that can't find the zone, and it's even at 2. 3 runs already home here. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Angels center fielder.
Wow, this is a pretty good at bat right here. From down in the count 0-2 to work the count back to 3-2, and he's seen a lot of pitches too.
Now the payoff pitch home. Hit out towards second. And that'll get by into center field for a base hit. Tack on another here as the runner scores from second. So he's able to come through here with 2 away, and that's a good time to check out our RBI leaders on the league leaderboard. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. So that brings up the big bat of Joey Gallo. Ball 1. Four runs here in this half inning. Fastball, and that thing got up there at 95 miles an hour, a ball and a strike.
Well, he's following the code not to miss down and into a lefty, everything on the outer half of the plate.
The 1-1.
Boy, his pitch count has really spiked here in this inning. He's up to over 50 already.
Just off the inside part of the plate, it's 3-1. Brendan Rodgers would be next if they can keep this inning alive. Coming up now on 30 pitches in the inning. And he misses here for ball 4. Already 2 walks surrendered in his first couple of innings of work.
Man, when you don't get a call on a pitch that good, you have to wonder if maybe it's personal. You can't blame him for being angry, but he's got to find a way to move on and focus on the next batter.
Brendan Rodgers bats next. 2s all over the place. 2 on, 2 out, and of course here in inning number 2. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Now the 1-0.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
Two-0 count. The pitch down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Two men are on with two men out. 3-1.
3-1 with 2 on, and this is where you got to be geared up for something to drive. I don't think you can just groove him one right here. You still have to try to make a competitive pitch.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And he misses again. Ball 4. And that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on balls.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
Next to dig in, Reese Mcguire. And he's got a shot to open up an even greater lead if he can get something into the outfield. Lifted the other way down the left field line. And no one will track it down. The 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Great game plan so far by this offense. They're not chasing any of those breaking balls out of the zone.
Ball and 2 strikes to the Angels catcher. A couple of lefties start to get loose now in the bullpen. And that misses 2-2.
Don't be surprised if he gets another back foot slider right here. Don't think for a second, just because he took the first one, that this pitcher won't come back exactly the same way.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
Tried to backdoor him and lock him up with a curveball right there. Pretty good pitch, but he didn't quite get it to come back all the way to the corner. That's tough to do for most guys.
Now the payoff pitch home. This is on the ground over to first. Drury has it, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So 4 score in the inning, but it could have been much, much worse as they wind up leaving the bases loaded. We'll go now to the top of the 3rd. Angels are out in front, 4-0.
Welcome back to Anaheim, where the hometown Halos have given these fans a lot to cheer about from the pitching mound this season. They enter the day near the top of the league in strikeouts, so this is a pitching staff that possesses a lot of dominant arms. One of them told me, the talent and pure stuff on this team is ridiculous, so as long as we're going after the hitters and commanding our pitches in the right spots, we'll have a lot of success. Most of the time that's the case, and that's because we trust in our abilities. It's pretty clear these guys are some of the best around at keeping the opposition off balance. Matt?
All right, thanks, Heidi. Striding in for Houston, Chris Taylor. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the 3rd after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
Now here it comes.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence, he's got great body language on the mound, he's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
Three and 0 now. Bundy has found success in his career at limiting base hits. He usually turns in outings where his hits per 9 numbers are really respectable, and obviously that goes a long way as a starting pitcher.
Matty V. There's a couple of things that really hurt you when you're a starting pitcher. Walks and giving up many base hits per 9 innings. This guy keeps the ball in play, doesn't give up a lot of hits, doesn't walk very many batters, and when you do that, it's a good recipe for success, and it's worked for him so far in his career.
And he lays off there, ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here to begin inning number 3.
They haven't been able to register a hit against this guy, but at least they have a base runner here. We'll see if that leads to something.
Corey Lee digging in now. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. Now the first pitch. Called strike at the letters, 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Hey, boys, he's lucky he's getting this pitch back right here. That's normally a wipeout pitch down and away. He hung that one. It looked like he almost confused the hitter.
And that misses, 1-1. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively, but sometimes you just let the pitcher dig his own grave. Patience and discipline seem to be the way to go right here.
The 2-1 home is strike 2 swinging.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Got him. Fooled on the pitch as he swings at it in the dirt for strike 3. In time as he just gets the tag down.
The first baseman, number 12,
Brandon Drury will bat next. This guy's still looking at a 0 in the hit column. First offering. Hard liner to center field. Trout will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Nothing doing there for Houston. They're down 4-0. Welcome back to Anaheim as we check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the state of the Angels offense with their manager between innings. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Bottom of the 3rd now, and digging in now will be Drew Waters.
the left fielder, Drew.
Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. And it's fouled away. On its way, the 0-1 pitch.
He's up in the zone a lot right now. Sometimes that can be effective, but I think you have to be careful with that, especially during a day game where the ball tends to carry a lot more.
The 1-1 home.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's far worse when you're getting yourself into trouble by not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
Line, but speared on a hop. And that's out number 1.
Now batting.
Next, it'll be Cody Hosey. He doubled his last time up.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once an AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
1 out, nobody on. Well below the knees, laid off on the changeup there. Hit in the air down the right field line. But this will wind up being a foul ball. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Lifted in the air toward the line and right. And it's a foul ball. Now another 2-2.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Oh, and this fastball is belted to deep left center field. Does he have enough to get out of here? Yes, a home run. So a solo shot here to left center field. Home run number 15 for him thus far. And the lead for the Angels grows now to 5-0.
Yeah, and you never want to downplay a home run, but they've had runners on base all game long and couldn't get a home run in that situation. Hey, it's only a solo shot, but they'll take it. But you have to think they're feeling like they've missed some opportunities in this one.
To the plate now, Matt Theis. And it's grounded just foul down the line. The windup and the 0-1. Swing, and this is also hit well. Out to deep center. Haisley is back to the track as he takes it for out number 2.
The batter, number 8.
So the lineup flips over and digging in, Franklin Barreto. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
And you can live with punching out with the bases empty, but in his last at-bat with 2 runners in scoring position, you cannot go down not putting the ball in play. Too much on the line, too many ribby opportunities out there to swing and miss in that spot.
We're only in the 3rd inning, and his pitch count is above 60. That's not being too efficient with your pitches.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. 2 out, nobody on. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball.
Man, the pitcher let the guy off easy right there. That 0-2 pitch wasn't even close. I'd rate that as a non-competitive pitch.
Lays off the 1-2 changeup, and he's worked it back to 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 3. But the Angels add 1 more to their lead, and it comes via the solo home run. We played 3 full. It's now a 5-0 Halos lead. So up to the plate next will be Jose Altuve. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far.
They've gotten a gut punch to start this game. There's no doubt about this, but that's when you have to turn the scoreboards off. Everybody do their job 1 at bat at a time.
High and tight here to begin the inning. It's ball 1. And that one yanked just foul.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
2 balls and a strike to Jose Altuve. And, ooh, he's really given some leeway on the outside edge here. 2-2 now.
He's certainly pushing the throttle and pulling it with those 4 pitches. Statistics class tells me I'm sitting fast.
And the throw will indeed take care of him for the first out. Next to stand in is Adam Haisley. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Shocked he didn't let it fly right there. Usually you're looking for a fastball elevated to get the party started.
Hit hard on the ground towards second. And there's the first hit of the game for Houston.
That's a nice piece of hitting right there, Dan. He went heater up in the zone and then tried to drop the off speed, but he was on it.
Boy, Mark, that's the oldest trick in the book, right? You use one pitch to set up the other. This guy wasn't having any part of that.
In now, Yordan Alvarez. Just gets a piece of it, strike one. Struck out in his first at-bat. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
He's got a good feel for his off-speed pitches second time through the order, and we just saw 3 in a row.
Oh, and this just jumps off the bat here as this is to deep straightaway right field, and you can pretty much forget about this one. That is a long home run. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field, and even 30 home runs on the year, and it's now a 5-2 game.
That was a mistake with location, and he drove it out of here. I can't overstate how important this home run is, folks. It's not just the 2 runs. It's what he does to the guys in the dugout. 5-0 seems pretty desperate, but 5-2 is doable. That changed the whole feel of this game.
The third baseman, number 2.
And that'll bring up the former first-rounder Alex Bregman as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. Here's the pitch.
Looks like this guy's afraid to throw the ball in the strike zone. Gave up that home run earlier in the inning. Needs to get back to being aggressive.
Over the outside half, and it's 2-1. Fouled off.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating and feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
3-2, full count. And a pitch down that's swung on and sent to second base. And that's the second out. So now into the box is Kyle Tucker, looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
As he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1.
Hey, this pitcher's going to have to step off the mound right here and refocus. Take a deep breath, something. Can't keep falling behind and creating traffic. It puts everybody on edge, not only himself, his defense, and especially his manager.
And he takes one off the inside corner for ball 2. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Astros to this point. Hit hard up the middle. Rodgers scoops it up. Throw cleanly into first, and that ends the inning. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run home run. Bottom of the 4th coming up. It's the Angels 5 and the Astros 2. Digging in, the switch hitter, Yolmer Sanchez. He's got hits in both of his at-bats so far in this one. Here it comes.
One ball, 1 strike.
Here's a swing and a high pop-up. And there's the first out. Now at the plate here is Mike Trout. He delivered an RBI single in his last trip. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch.
Nope. Ball 1, no strike.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Fastball got him to swing through it. It's 1-1. Lays off the slider that time. 2-1. Into the windup and the pitch. Just off the outside that time. Laid off for a ball. Joey Gallo will be next. Fourth inning here, already a 5-2 score. Inside, he misses, ball 4.
The right fielder, number 13, Joey.
Danny Duffy answers the call from the pen here in the 4th as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter. Joey Gallo will be the first to greet him here as he'll stand in with a runner at first and 1 away. Throw over to the bag, and he'll dive back in. He's ready. Here's the first pitch.
With that base running threat on first base, man, does that change the pitcher's whole mentality. This guy at the plate should assume nothing but heaters coming right at him.
And that's a called strike at the letters. Though that looked high from here, it's 0-2 now. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Oh, man, he's been absolutely getting overmatched at the plate the last couple of games. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone. So clearly this pitching staff, they figured out how to attack this guy. We'll see if he can make any adjustments.
Standing in now, Brendan Rodgers, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. From the stretch, pitch misses low. The throw down, and he is out at second. Caught stealing to end the inning. Trying to move into scoring position with 2 away, but not to be as we get another look. More from MLB Network Saturday Baseball after this. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Matt. During the commercial break, I discussed the Astros offense with Houston's manager, and he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. He said that they're playing right into the pitcher's game plan today by expanding the strike zone way too often. Instead of swinging at pitches in the strike zone that they can do something with, they're often chasing at pitches out of the zone, which is resulting in a lot of their outs. Going forward, they have to start being more selective, guys.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks.
The shortstop, Carlos.
Now here's the first offering. Correa just rakes left-handed pitching. There's no real way to dispute that. However, he's not nearly as proficient when facing pitching from the right side. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2. In the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
Well, that's ball 3, and the Astros right now would do anything to get this leadoff hitter on.
The 3-0. And a good eye here as he takes ball 4, and it's a base on balls to lead off the 5th inning.
Well, that is definitely not the way to start an inning. One thing to give up a walk, but to do it on 4 pitches is pretty alarming. He looks a little thrown off right now.
Now the Astros designated hitter, Chris Taylor. He drew a base on balls his first time up. From the belt, kicks and deals. Fouled away. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2.
Although he doesn't use that pitch too much, if he's able to steal some strikes early in the count, could be something they have to think about.
Timing just to tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. The 0-2 once more is looked at for ball one. And he fouls this one off.
Well, somebody's sitting off speed right here. Only way he was late on that heater is he was expecting another changeup.
Here he comes again, 1-2. And this will ricochet off of him on the mound. Recovery throw is not in time, and that'll go down as a painful single. And with that play over now, time to check and see if our man is all right. You can really see him favoring that leg, and that is his plant leg, which is always a concern. But from the way he's acting out there, I think it looks like he's going to be okay to try and continue. Into the box, Corey Lee, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch.
Surprised the pitcher would even go to the top of the zone looking for a double play in this situation.
Correa on second, Taylor at first with no outs. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Here's another 0-2. Now he gets the ground ball to first. This might be two. There's one on to first, and they get the double play.
Oh, that's a rally killer right there. They were in great shape with 2 on and nobody out, but the double play is the last thing you want in that situation. Just a runner at third now, but there's 2 outs.
Into the box now, Brandon Drury, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Changeup gets him out in front for strike 2.
Hey, down in the count 0-2, I'd like to see a little choke and poke right here. Maybe work it up the middle or opposite field with 2 strikes.
0-2 count, and the pitch. Well outside with the curveball for a ball. Hit back toward the mound. And that's through into center field. Base hit. Notch 1 in the score column as a runner from third crosses the plate. It's now a 5-3 ball game.
Now batting, second.
And now time is called here as their pitching coach is going to pay a quick visit to the mound to discuss how they want to attack things here. At the plate now, Jose Altuve. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. The 1-0. A runner on first with 2 away. And now a good slider that doesn't quite catch the zone. It's 2-1 now.
You know, he was really pounding the strike zone early on, but he's kind of gotten away from that here a bit. He might just need a little reminder to attack hitters and trust his stuff.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
No reason to sit on anything other than hard stuff in a location you like and drive it right now.
The 3-1.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Another full count pitch home.
Nope,
And
that's
this
down,
pitch
ball
misses for ball 4. So that's going to move a runner into scoring position now with 2 away.
Now batting, the center fielder, Adam Haisley.
Stepping up is Adam Haisley, and we'll see what he can do here with a pair of runners on base and 2 gone here in the 5th. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. A ball and a strike.
1-1.
You could tell by the hitter's balance after that swing that he's seeing the ball really good. His timing is right there, and I expect him to catch something clean.
And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
2 down, runners at first and second. On a line, that's a base hit. And they'll put the brakes on that runner at third, and that means the bases are loaded now with 2 away.
Hey, they weren't going to keep this guy down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of a baseball season. Bottom line is this guy has bat-to-ball skills. You knew he was going to get hot eventually.
Into the box, Yordan Alvarez. He's got the bases loaded now and a chance to really do some damage.
And he's one of those guys that they really rely on to come through in spots like this, Matt. Second on the team and runs batted in.
He's set. Here it comes. Hit high and deep out there to left center field. Gone! It's a grand slam. So one swing, and he unloads the bases on that one. His second home run of the game, and they take a 7-5 lead.
Yeah, and you've got to feel really sorry for the pitcher. He was up against the ropes, bases loaded, with a power hitter at the plate. The best thing you could do in that situation is to try to keep him from making hard contact. Well, so much for that. He obviously made a mistake, and the big slugger made him pay.
Now here comes the Angels skipper on his way to the mound. And we're going to have a pitching change, as that's going to do it for Dylan Bundy. So he'll depart here in the 5th after working just 4 2/3, and he's on the hook for the L unless this one turns around. Tristan McKenzie enters from the bullpen to do the pitching. So now to the plate, Alex Bregman, as he'll take a changeup here for strike 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Now look out as that pitch sends him tumbling to the ground. Off the plate that time and a little high. It's even at 2-2.
Going to need to make a little bit of an adjustment with his slider release and at least tempt the hitter that it's going to be a strike.
And strike 3 there as they'll finally work out of the inning as the side is retired. So they put up a big number in the inning as 5 crossed the plate. And this was the biggie here, the grand slam home run. Middle of the afternoon here at the Big A. It's the Astros 7 and the Halos 5. Set now for the bottom of the 5th, and that'll bring up Brendan Rodgers.
The shortstop, Bregman. Rodgers.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. The 0-1. Hit back up the middle. Scooped up. Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, one away.
Now batting.
And there are the
Number
final
7.
numbers for the Astros starting pitcher. Not the day he was hoping for when he took the mound.
Well, you could see right from the get-go that he didn't bring his A game. Had a very difficult time getting through the lineup, and as a matter of fact, wasn't able to even get out of the 4th inning. So the bullpen's going to have to do a really big job of finishing out the rest of this game.
First pitch of the AB on its way. Reese Mcguire stands in for the 3rd time now as he takes a look at a ball. It's 1-0. That evens it up 1-1. 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. Fastball runs in tight here, and it's 2-1. Tried to crush that ball, and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Here now the 2-2. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. Drew Waters is on deck. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
In now, Drew Waters, as he'll take a look at ball 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. The 1-0 home. Hit sharply on the ground. Oh, and he overshoots his first baseman as it's over his head.
Man, this one is hard to figure. Makes the play on the ball, and the transfer looked good. Then he just sails this thing way over the first baseman's head into the stands. Bad news, it's an E5. The good news, some fan just snagged a souvenir.
Standing in now, Cody Hosey, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. The 1-0. Oh, and he took a big swing at that one as this is driven out to deep left center field. And, oh, he missed a home run by a matter of feet. It's off the wall.
Hey, with that base hit right there, that's his 3rd run batted into the game.
Yeah, he's the reason, Dan, they're even in this one to begin with. He's kept his team together with a great approach, finding his 3rd RBI of the day.
Into the box, Matt Theis. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. No hits to this point. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery.
This inning really feels like it's getting away from him out there. as a reliever. You can't let that happen. Nothing you can do about what's already happened, and it's only going to get worse if you're not focusing on the guy in the batter's box.
Here's the 2-0, and he turns this one around high and deep to center field. Haisley has to retreat to the track, but he has it to retire the side. But a run will score in the inning on this RBI double. 5 innings complete. It's the Astros 7 and the Angels 6. Now at the plate is Kyle Tucker. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one.
Kyle Tucker.
Here's the first pitch. The windup and the 0-1.
If you're in the box right now, you got to wait him out. He obviously does not want to come see you with a fastball. He's been nibbling this whole at bat and just missed with that backdoor breaking ball.
Now the 1-1 pitch is looked at for ball number 2. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
And just when you needed a shutdown inning, a leadoff walk was certainly not on the agenda. He needs to bear down right here.
Hit in the air down the right field line. And it's a foul ball. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Leading off the inning, your job is to get on base and set the table for the inning. That was a pretty good at bat that he pushed the count to 3-2 and made the pitcher work, but I think he'd like to have that 3-2 pitch back. Pretty sure that was ball 4 he went after.
So next to swing the bat will be Carlos Correa, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. It was a walk in his last trip. Oh, and 1 count and the pitch. Stays alive, still 0-2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going.
Hey, have an AB right here. I know it's frustrating the heck out of the pitcher. You keep fouling these pitches off. Maybe one misses over the heart of the plate.
Oh-2 is a fastball that misses inside. 1-2 now.
I can't blame him one bit out on the mound. I'm shocked he didn't pick up the rosin bag and see if he could get a foul ball on that one. He had to see if he would swing way outside the zone.
2 balls and 2 strikes now. And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the second out.
2 up, 2 down on strikes in this inning. He looks really sharp out there, guys.
The designated hitter, Reese Taylor.
At the plate, Chris Taylor, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. 2 outs already on the K this inning, so he'll be looking to do better. Now the pitch. There's a fastball pretty close that time, but ruled a ball. 1-1. Here comes the 1-2.
Count is 3-2.
Looked like he tried to elevate a fastball on that 2-2 pitch there, but kind of overdid it. With a pitch that high, it's pretty easy to lay off if you're the hitter.
Now the payoff pitch home is swung on and missed. He got him. 1-2-3 go the Astros as they still cling to a 7-6 lead. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and digging in is the veteran DH, Franklin Barreto. From the stretch, and he puts it on the ground to second. Altuve fields it cleanly, and quickly there's one down to lead off the frame. Ready now for L.A., Yolmer Sanchez. He was retired after popping out in his last at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, and it looked like he got fooled a little bit out front, ended up popping out. Expect him to be a little bit more leery of the breaking pitch this AB.
1-0 the count. Now the pitch. This is on the ground over to first, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. Next, here is Mike Trout. It was a walk in his last trip. Now the first pitch.
Hey, they say solos won't kill us, but I gotta believe this guy's looking to do exactly that.
2 out, nobody on. And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches. And when he's getting the ball in the zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
Too tight with that one. 3-0. Takes this the other way to right. That's in for a base hit, and he's 2 for 3. The inning stays alive with 2 out and brings up Joey Gallo next. So he's aboard with a second hit of the afternoon so far as we take a look at the league leaders in hitting. And as you can see there, he currently leads the AL in that department. And now for the Angels, Joey Gallo. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you can extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
Now a throw over to first, and he's back standing. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he takes a cold strike. 0-1. Don't know what he's waiting for there. It's 0-2.
Well, you can see he's coming right at this guy, just pounding the ball in the strike zone. He certainly has the advantage now. This guy hasn't even swung the bat yet.
Swung on in the dirt for the third strike. And the throw to first ends the inning. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. We're through 6 full. Houston leads this one 7-6. And now in the box, Corey Lee. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How did they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
First pitch on its way.
You know, because this is just a 1-run game, this doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be working around a guy. I think he's going to challenge him right here.
First 2 pitches off the mark here. It's 2-0. sent on the ground out to second. Sanchez is up with it, and the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7. Next up is Brendan Drury. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. First pitch of the AB now. And a strike called at the letters. Looked high to me, but it's 0-1. In his career, Drury hits in the 240s, so there's room for improvement in that regard.
You know, Matty, I know his career batting average jumps off at the page, but this guy can help the roster in a lot of different ways. He brings value to the manager on a daily basis. Let's see if he tries to climb the ladder right here, change his eye level, or bounce something in the dirt.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he goes up the ladder on him, but he lays off 1-2.
Hey, textbook waste pitch right there. Does he go elevated fastball again or something slow below the zone?
There's a shin-high slider laid off for a ball. And a swing and a miss here, so it's a quick 2 outs to start the 7th. So the Houston lineup turns over, and to the plate, Jose Altuve. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Here's the first pitch to him. Well below the knees, laid off on the changeup there. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike 1 anyway. The 1-1 home. And it's fouled away. The 1-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Rodgers brings it in. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Astros go down 1-2-3. They'll try and hold him in the field now. It's 7-6. Ryan Stanek will take over on the mound to start the bottom of the 7th. And now here is Brendan Rodgers. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far.
The shortstop, Brendan Rodgers.
Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. Now the Astros have somebody up in the bullpen as a right-hander has started to warm up out there. The 1-0. Drives it out to deep right center field. Long run for the center fielder. He gets there and makes the play for the first out. And stepping in, Reese Mcguire. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Now here's the first offering.
That's a ball. Counts 1-0.
On a line, that's a base hit.
Chalk up another multi-hit game for this guy. He is absolutely on fire. He's been on a nice hot streak as of late, and I don't see it ending anytime soon.
Into the box now, Drew Waters. As he'll take a look at a slider that can't make it back to the corner. It's ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. He's running. He swings and misses. Throw down. is well behind the play. That's an easy stolen base. Mcguire, the runner at second with one away. Fouled off. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled away.
Hey, 3 foul balls in a row right here, searching for that put-away stuff.
The next 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to third. Bregman fields it cleanly. And boy, just about overshot his man at first, but he's able to keep a foot on the bag over there, and that's out number 2. Digging in next, Cody Hosey. And it looks like this could be a critical at-bat in this one.
Well, a glance at my scorebook shows they haven't been able to get him out yet, so this could be a fun at-bat to watch.
First pitch on its way as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. And here's a fastball inside as the count moves to 2-0 now.
Well, you see this a lot. A guy comes out of the bullpen throwing bullets, but he has a tough time finding the zone. Trust me, velocity is a great weapon if the hitters are tempted to swing.
And there's a fastball well off the plate inside. Full count now, 3-2. And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
Well, when you go with a slider there in a full count, you're hoping that the hitter is thinking fastball and swings through it. Didn't work out that way, though. He lays off and gets the free pass.
So with a left-handed hitter waiting, they'll go to their own left-hander out of the bullpen. So next to bat will be Matt Theis. It's been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
First delivery to him. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Big spot. 2 out, possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Clearly fired up to work out of that jam. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. All set for the start of the inning, and next it'll be the outfielder, Adam Haisley.
Adam Haisley.
First offering. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. And here's a fastball that's nowhere near the zone. It's 2-0 now. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
People always talk about how important getting the leadoff man on base is, and it's true. So in the 8th inning of a one-run game, that's a really nice job of attacking a hitter and sending him packing.
Yordan Alvarez to the plate again and looking for home run number 3 in the ball game. His second coming back in the 5th. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1. And he goes against the shift there as this is on the ground to the left side. And that gets through for a 1-out base hit. Around second now and headed for third. And he's safe.
Wow, you think they'd learned their lesson and would pitch around this guy. That's his 3rd extra base hit of the game. This one a triple, and he can seemingly do nothing wrong.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Alex Bregman. Though we've discussed his position in the batting race, we haven't seen much production today. Opposing pitching has to be credited in keeping his bat in check.
Yeah, they've definitely kept him off balance, but as hot a first half as he's had, it only takes one pitch over the heart of the plate for him to get right back on that wagon again.
Trout has it, and I'd be surprised if they send the runner. And he'll think better of trying to score as he holds it third with 2 away now. So next to hit is Kyle Tucker. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch. Alvarez at third with 2 away. Bottom part of the zone. A good changeup gets the call. One and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Into the corner and slicing foul. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Houston as they still cling to a 7-6 lead. Back to the top of the Angels lineup now and stepping in, Franklin Barreto. He'll see what he can do leading off the home 8th.
Franklin Barreto.
He's set and the pitch. Cold strike as the slider gets the outside corner.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
Drops one down here, and they'll try to beat it out. And, oh, the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, and he'll reach it first.
Hey, tip your hat to the batter right there. Most guys in this situation want to be the hero, want to stop traffic and hit one out of the yard and get their name in the paper the next day. Not the case. He's playing past the baton right here. He's able to get a perfect bunt single down and now sets up and represents the possible tying run.
At the plate now, Yolmer Sanchez. And they'll play for the tie here as he puts this one down. And this will wind up working as a sacrifice as he steps on first, allowing the runner to move into second.
The center fielder.
Next,
Number
it'll be
27.
Mike Trout trying here to
Mike.
plate the tying run from second.
Trout.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
You got to love guys auto taking you 0-0 if you're on the mound. You could steal that first strike and now you go to work just picking apart the corners.
And he's got to be more disciplined here. It's 0-2. Runner at second here with one man out. Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
Gallo.
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
Tyler Rodgers enters here looking to get the final out before the 9th inning. So now to the plate, Joey Gallo. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. One 1-0 pitch coming. And he'll try to hold up on the pitch inside, but to no avail, and that's the first strike. Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2. 2 out here and a runner at second. Counts even 2-2 to Joey Gallo. Weakly hit towards first. And he will apply the tag himself, and the inning is over. Angels strand 1. Down a run in a tight one. It's 7-6. Chris Davinsky enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. All set to start the 9th in this one, and stepping in is the veteran shortstop, Carlos Correa. And now the first pitch. Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. And this winds up inside for a ball. 2-0 now. That'll find its way out of play. Still going to have a good hitter's count. 2-1 now. And it's fouled away. Fouled off. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
And he takes something off there as this is swung on and missed, and there's one gone here in the 9th. Next will be the designated hitter, Chris Taylor. A hit in 2 tries so far. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. And now we see a right-hander up and throwing in the Angel bullpen. One-run game here in the top of the ninth. One and one.
One ball, one strike.
Maybe a favorable call there, taken for a strike. And it's another K. So back-to-back strikeout victims to start this relief outing.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Standing in now, Corey Lee. As he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And that's swung on and missed on a pitch down. 1-1.
Hey, this could be a huge momentum swing for this team right here. Relief pitcher has come busting through the gates and done his job. Try and get this team back in the dugout where the offense can get rolling.
2 out, nobody on. Lifted down the line in left. And foul. Again, a 1-2. Hit in the air to straightaway center. Trout is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. They'll try and hold him in the field now. It's 7-6. Roberto Ozuna comes on looking for a save here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now to the plate, here is Brendan Rodgers. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, not his game so far. He's such a good hitter. We all kind of expect him to pick up 2 or 3 hits most of the time. That's not really how baseball works, though.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Set to deliver the 0-1. Oh, he had him fooled there. No balls and 2 strikes.
You know, it's funny right there. You look at that pitch, and it's almost a hybrid in between a big-time old-school curveball and a nasty slider that goes off the fastball. That's kind of right in the middle right there, kind of working off the clock, that 3 to 8, if you can picture that in your head. Tough pitch to lay off of.
So the next to bat will be Reese Mcguire. A couple of singles for him and 4 trips for him this afternoon. First pitch on its way. Lays off 1-0. Set up away, but he misses with a slur ball for ball 2.
I'd be real surprised if he goes back out away there on the mound. This is a count for a fastball challenge, and we'll see if he's ready for it in the box.
Two balls and a strike.
Boy, what a time to pull the string on him. On 2-0, there's no way anyone's thinking changeup, so if you can locate it, that's pretty much unhittable.
1 out, nobody on. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game.
When a guy's been swinging the bat as well as he has in this series, you definitely want to take the bat out of his hands. A free pass to first is better than what he's been doing the last couple of games.
Striding in is Drew Waters. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. And that misses inside 1-0. A 2-0 count to the Angels left fielder.
Clearly working the bottom of the zone, trying to get a ground ball for a double play.
Now the 2-0 home.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one. But that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
Swing and a miss, but he's still in the driver's seat, 3-1.
Now, this is a perfect example of why this manager feels so confident going to this beast in the ninth right here. He is throwing absolute thunder right here, pumped up, and looks the part.
3-2 pitch. Fouled away. He'll try it again, 3-2. Pitch popped up. And he'll put this one away in foul territory for the second out.
Now batting, the third baseman.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well executed pitch there.
In now, Cody Hosey, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike one. Trying to keep it going. A perfect 3 for 3 thus far. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon.
Hey, this offense has this closer in trouble right here. They have to find a way to keep applying pressure. I don't know, everybody top step in the dugout. Get on this guy and make him nervous.
Angels down to their last strike. Close, but it's not over yet. That's ball 2. Now a swing and a fly ball. And this should do it. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Boy, talk about having a day, Debo. He gets his 4th knock of the game, but mixed in with one of those 4 was a round tripper. Not a bad day.
Yeah, you have 5, maybe a handful of games that you can throw out 4 knocks throughout the course of the year. Add in a tater to go with it. He's smiling. His food's going to taste better tonight.
Stepping in once again is Matt Thaiss. His day at the plate hasn't amounted to much, 0 for 4, but this is a great opportunity to make amends.
Well, when your team really needs you, like they need it right here, you have to be able to put your personal struggles out of your mind. Right now is all that matters.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. As he will take a look at strike 1 on a fastball right down the pipe.
Sometimes you can get away with a pitch in that location when you're running it up there that hard, but not consistently. You still have to work the edges of the zone most of the time.
Two big outs here, but the tying and winning runs are both out there. And this is swung on and missed. So with that, they find themselves down to their final strike here this afternoon. And he fouls this one off. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. This is when you have to make a pitch right here. The last thing you want to do is run the count full to 3-2. Then the runners are going to be off to the races.
Way inside with that one. A pretty easy take there.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
And he's just going to make him throw as many pitches as he can as he fouls another one away, and it's still folded 3-2. And now this is foul tipped at the plate, and that appeared to catch a lot of the home plate umpire in the process. Hope he's all right down there. Out of the stretch, the 3-2 home. And he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right. Gone! Santa Maria, game over. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field, and none bigger than that one as this ball game is over.
Well, they say better late than never, and that's obviously something that he takes to heart as he puts a charge in one for a walk-off homer. Got to be the best feeling in all of baseball.
Nine to 7, the final score in this ball game. The Halos used a 3-run ninth to help propel them to the win. Chris Davinsky earns the victory out of the bullpen, his 5th. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian, we all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Angels, 9 runs on 13 hits. No errors, they left 11 men on base.